Hello and welcome to my first impressions and my first race on Le Mans Ultimate. It came out this week on Tuesday, I do believe, and it is an early access. I thought I'd give it a go, try out racing. Now I am racing against AI. I'm going to give my full opinion, first impressions kind of thing later on in the video, so make sure you stick around for that. And if you do enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe and click like. And we are green. We are in the GTEs, and as you can see, we've got the LMP2s and what was the LMP1, so I can't remember what they call them now. Yeah, apologies. We've got freezing cold tyres and a giant pink Porsche in our mirror. Oh, Jesus. Oh, a little bump in there. You gotta give me room. You gotta give me room. Squoze through there. Now I kept the AI on what the game had come with, and I did notice that it was a little bit on the slower side. You definitely need to do a little bit of tweaks with that if you wanted to race against AI. They are a little bit on the lower side. Oh, sandy. That's nice. I'm quite enjoying this. I know it doesn't actually look like that on my face, but I am actually enjoying this game. It's very much a sim, and it reacts the way that you would expect it to, if that makes sense. And yes, it's very R-Factor 2. If you have tried R-Factor 2, you will see the similarities. Coming up towards the end of our first lap. Oh, we're rapid. Absolutely rapid. The timing screen has maxed out, and our talent has maxed out. Yeah, and now we're just stuck there. This is gonna end beautifully, isn't it? All them positions. I meant to do that because I didn't want to run away with it. I wanted to give other people the opportunity, so I spun deliberately. Anyway, we caught up, and we've got a Porsche in front of us. I'll go over the cars later on. We were in the Corvette because it's delicious. Now, I'm being honest, it's the easiest one to drive. And that's what I like. That's what I take from this game. The easiest cars are the ones I'm going to drive. We chose to start on medium tyres. This was an 18-minute race. I could have done soft. Soft lasts a lot longer. Oh, look at that dive bomb. You are welcome. Delicious. We also overfueled, and that wasn't on purpose. It was, I didn't know how much fuel I needed. I didn't know the rate that the fuel would diminish. As though we're going to go look down the inside, and he leaves his room. That's a good Porsche. Look at that. Now, this is another thing. I don't really know where he is now. And you'll notice that there's no radar. Yeah, I can see him now towards the left hand side of me, but during any kind of battle in this game, you're not seeing where they are if they're side by side. Now, you do obviously you can turn left and right. I forgot that that was available. I didn't know that you could look left and right, but it's something that I think it needs to be added to the game. Right in front of me, we've got a lovely Corvette. Oh no, it's a Ferrari. Why did you look like a Corvette? Anyway, we're going to go down the inside. Now we can see the Ferrari in our mirror, but when you're side by side, you're not seeing them at all. We're going to get a run on the Porsche. I mean, that's very bright, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Down the inside. And we're going to brake as early as we can without sliding, and we make a mistake. One thing I noticed with the handling is pretty good. However, I don't know how to explain this, but you kind of feel like you're driving on ice sometimes. So like that situation there, it was like I had zero grip. My tyres were warm, they're not worn, but it just goes from getting like a feeling in the car, you can feel what's under you, to just nothing. It's kind of difficult to, oh dear Lord, it's kind of difficult to gauge if you're losing it or not. I mean, you can see you are, but the feel isn't there. Kind of a bit muted. So the Aston gets all squiggly wiggly. We're going to go down the inside. I kind of want to say that's a little bit like our Factor 2. And I know everyone's going to say it, and I'm saying it, but yeah, it's like almost your tyres just become like ice, but they're not, they're warm. And while we're talking about tyre management, absolute pain in my ass. Like, not even going to get it twisted as the Aston goes for a dive and we smack him into slight Narnia. In fact, we helped you there, you're welcome. Yes, it's difficult to heat up tyres on a racing car. It's not an easy experience, and it's simulating that. But I would say it's a little bit too much, especially on the LMPs, because, oh my god, they are like the devil to try and heat up their tyres. We're in 4th place now. Look at that, we're catching. We've got 6 minutes left on the clock. We're quite comfortable here. What I did notice was during the race, you just sort of start getting used to everything, and everything starts to come together and you feel a lot more confident. Something I've got to work on is my force feedback.
Lap 154.17.
Definitely need to get that a little bit higher. It was slightly muted in areas. Down the inside, the first chicane at Monza. But we don't know where he is until he appears on that screen. We got no idea. And yes, people will say, well, IRL. Yeah, it's a game, love. It's a game. I'm not racing IRL, okay? I'm playing a game, and you can put radars in it, so give me a radar, okay? Just give it to me. And some racing cars do have radars, actually. Anyway, we're going to go sit down the inside. This is for P1, ladies and germs. Oh, yes. She's back in P1. 3 minutes to go. And I'm about to win my first ever Le Mans Ultimate race. No, I'm not. Oh, that's a safe rejoin. Look at that. Safety first, kids. Yeah. So that one's left us, never mind. Now I've got to clean up my tyres. They're filthy. Are we going to look here? We're not going to go for a move here, are we? No. Brakes are very good. I have my brake pedal back, so I imagine it's probably a bit better than what I was running previously. But pretty good. I mean, everything works. I'm not on, you know, an all singing dancing wheel either. I'm on a belt driven wheel, and it feels pretty good, to be honest. You're getting all the response that you need. No delay. I rammed him. Oh my god. Look at that. That's skill, that. I haven't tested the damage. I think I might try that in another video. But I did change the force feedback of any damage. And because when I looked at the people on YouTube and Twitch with damage, it looked a bit painful, and I'm a mad arse, so I wasn't going to do that. We got blue flags. Now this is another bit of an issue. These AI are a bit stupid. Like, you'll be right in front of them, and they'll just... I mean, how... You had to know I was there. Like, honestly. And they're like that if they're racing, if they're practicing. They don't care. They'll just smack into you. This one wasn't too bad. He was just going back and forth behind me. I'm just going to stay to the racing line and then you could go through. But yeah, I did have quite a few incidents after this race with the AI. They're just a bit stupid. Anyway, we're about to overtake. Oh, Jesus Christ, see what I mean? He's come from nowhere. For P4. And that was our first ever race on the MANS Ultimate. We got P4 in our type. Not a bad experience, eh? I was on the wrong tyres as well. Looking at the main menu, it's pretty, well, bland. I mean, it's an early access, so I didn't expect singing rainbows and all that stuff. You've got race weekend and online, and then my profile and your settings and credits, and that's like it, basically. Race weekend is probably something you've just seen. Online is not online like you can hang out with your mates and do some lobbies. It's just like daily races. They got like the daily races, so this is a prototype fixed. That seems to be like, one starts in 12 minutes, so 37 minutes. The other two are locked, and that's because you have your DR and your SR, and you need to have them higher up. So very similar to like games ACC, Gran Turismo 7, you have a driver rating and a safety rating, and in order to open those up, you need to do better in your skills. So the GTE fix seems to be like every half an hour or so, and then the prototype fixed is every half an hour as well. That's for the beginner. Intermediate a little bit longer, they seem to be like every 2 hours. And advanced, I mean, look at that. They must be like long ass races. Basically, you have weekly races, so there's one now, LMP Masters at Sebring, I can never say that track. It's a 90-minute event, and that's opens at 7:30. Then you've got the Hypercar Madness that doesn't open until Friday, and the GT Enduro, which is 125 minutes. So there's loads to do on this game online, but there's just no ability to take your mates out in a lobby. Special events, the 2.4 hour Le Mans. Everyone wants to do that. It's 184 minutes. Oh yeah, that's not until Saturday. So if you bought it, you're going to have to wait till Saturday for that. Now with the early access, you get 7 tracks. So it's replicating World Endurance Championship. You've got Sebring, I'm swear I'm not saying that right. The Autodrome, Spa, Le Mans, obviously Monza, Fuji Speedway, and Bahrain. The hypercars, you've got the Cadillac, Ferrari, all that good stuff. I'm not massive on World Endurance Championship and what is in it, because I've been probably ignoring it for a little bit, but I'm now getting into it because, well, Jensen's there now. So Glickenhaus, I can't even say that. What is that? I can't even say that. You've got a Peugeot, that's probably going to hold you up at some point or do a stupid move.
Maniac. Hold on, I think there's a chance here. Oh, damn it! Bloody council, not mending the bloody roads.
And a good thing to note is that this is from the 2023 season, by the way. So anything that's... Sorry, my mic is in the way. I can't put it anywhere else, unfortunately. It's good to note that this is the 2023 season. It's not the current 2024 season. So you're going to have the old cars or older cars and previous liveries. And you've got the LMP2s, which is basically the same car, with the 4.2 litre V8 naturally aspirated, all the various liveries from the 2023 season. GTEs, or what are they, GT3s? Whatever they're known as, 5.5 litre V8s. Very nice. This is obviously slower, and again, last year's liveries and so on. There's various different settings that you can change. You can go really in depth with this game. Unfortunately, for me, for some reason, it will not let me do 1440. I'm running a Ryzen 5 something with like 6 or 8 cores, and I've got a 3070X graphics card, which I thought would have been perfectly fine to cope with it, but it just jutters everywhere. It's a pain. So this is what I got it running at and have just kept it like that, because there's no sort of stuttering, There's no, like, it looks like I'm looking at a gravel or a grain on like a filter grain or something. It just did not look pretty. Speaking of graphics, they're not bad. They're not the worst I've ever seen. I don't know if it's just that I need a really high-end PC, but having looked at people who were streaming, to be honest, my settings and theirs probably different, but didn't look worlds apart. Probably better than iRacing. The force feedback and wheel settings have been a pain in my ass, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't know. I've got invert force feedback on, so I don't know if that's causing me the issue, but I've got it at 100%. I do feel feedback, but it's not huge, I would say. If I looked at like Gran Turismo, for example, and use that as an example, I run that at 3 and 1, and I would say it's kind of similar. I'm just wondering if it is the invert force feedback. I don't want to put it on or turn it off and then go into a race and just ruin everyone's life. But I'm on the Thrustmaster T300 RS and it hooked up like that, no problem whatsoever. And if I'm being honest, it feels alright. I did turn the collision strength down because I'm not doing that. It's okay. Everything works as it should. Took a little bit of time getting used to all the keys and the key binds, but you can change that yourself. But yeah, it's good. For an early access game, and that's what it is. It's an early access. You don't get all the full features. They should be coming, I have no idea when, but hopefully shortly. It's good. It's better than a lot of games, a lot of racing games that have come out with things not working. There are bugs, but I expected it, to be honest. Again, very early access, that's what comes with early access games. And £25 for a sim racing game, I think is a pretty good deal. I don't know if they're going to be, giving us full access to the game, and that includes everything, whether there be add-ons like I know ACC has, tracks and cars and all that shit that you have to pay for. I don't know what they're going to do. And I'm not particularly bothered about it being motorsport, whatever they're called. I'm not really bothered. What I'm bothered about is if it's a good game. And to be fair, it's a good game. Is it similar to R Factor 2? A little bit. Yeah, there are similarities. I mean, just coming out of the garage and the guy waving you out, you pick guy, I mean, that's R Factor 2. But that's not a bad thing. R Factor 2 is a really good sim game. So if you're taking things from that game, then that, in my eyes, is a good thing. The cold tyres are dire. I know World Endurance Championship doesn't have tyre warmers, but Jesus Christ, nothing quite prepared me for coming out the pit lane in one of those bloody things with freezing cold tyres, and I swear it takes longer than it should. But still, that's just something I've got to learn. And it'll come with time. I'm not going to give a full review on it because I haven't had a lot of time playing it. Is it something I could see myself coming back to? Possibly. There has been a lot of racing games that I've played twice, 3 times and not come back to. I don't think it's going to be something that I would play every single day, for example, but I think the online aspect and the dailies and the weeklies, that's something that really appeals to me. That might keep me entertained. I do feel like something with the graphics has got to be done. People will have different experiences. Maybe I just need to go in the settings a bit more. You also need a radar. Like, there's no radar whatsoever. I don't know who's coming where, how and why. And the AI, when a faster car's approaching, you've got blue flags. It's a bit stupid. And it's very R Factor 2 stupid, if you know what I mean. It's just like, what are you doing? You can clearly see I'm there. But yeah, it's things that can be worked on. And the principles of the game pretty good in my eyes. But that's it really. I'm just going over it, giving you my first thoughts, what I think could be improved, what I think is good. We won't know until the full thing comes out, but I'm pleasantly surprised by it. And £25, a lot of game, even this basic. It's a lot of game at £25. So far, so good. Make sure to click like and subscribe for more sim racing averageness. Thank you very much for watching.